All right, today we are joined with old man Stickbow himself, Heath Knepp, in the basement. We're looking around. He's got 2, 4, 6, 8 bucks and some turkeys and bear. And the last one you shot with a gun was what year?
91 or 92.
So like 30 years ago?
Something like that.
He's a stick and string man.
Doing it the real way.
That's why we got him on here, really. He's passionate about the longbows. Maybe you want to tell us a little bit why you got started in that, or any reason whatsoever, or just because, challenge, or what was it?
I love to read. And so, in loving to read, and then I learned through reading that whenever I was reading my traditional bowhunter magazine, I found out that Fred Bear, Howard Hill, Ben Pearson, some of these guys had some videos out, hunting videos. And I was like, where are these things at? And so I went down to Tater's Record and Video World. You guys don't remember that. They tore down the building now, but they used to have those in there. And so I would go in there and I would rent them, and I'd watch Fred Bear. I'd watch all these guys do traditional archery, and it was just amazing to me. And that's where I was young, and that's what I did.
What age did you start?
Oh, I started watching those videos maybe when I was 11, 12 years old, whenever I really started thinking about hunting and stuff, because my dad had, but he gun hunted. But I was always thinking, man, I love adventure. Mm-hmm. And so that's what started fueling my passion.
Yeah. We can tell you love the adventure, wanting to take a flintlock mule deer hunt that weighs 15 pounds. So that adventure, I guess, got you into. You didn't start making them right away, right?
No, I didn't.
You bought longbows and used them, and then how long after that you decided that you wanted to start building them?
Probably about 20 years ago, I bought that Martin X200 back there, 65 pounds. I thought with compounds that I pulled 65 pounds of a compound. I thought, well, with a recurve or a longbow, 65 pounds, that's what I need. That is so stinking stiff that, I mean, it'll pop your shoulder out of socket. I used to shoot it, but I didn't shoot it a lot. And finally, about 13 years ago, I started shooting other people's longbows and recurves. And on my 40th birthday, which will be about 12 years ago, my wife bought me that white buffalo back there, and she did it as a surprise. That's actually the best gift that I've ever gotten.
There you go.
But anyhow, I started shooting that, and it was done. I mean, it was done before that, but it was sold on that. And then in the last 4 years, I've started building bows and messing around with them, and man, it just keeps going. Yeah. I'm barely scratching the surface.
So, awesome. All right, tell them, what's the difference between a longbow and a recurve?
A longbow and a recurve. The difference is whenever you string the bow up, a longbow, the string will hit the knocking points and come straight down, and it will not touch the limb. A recurve, that the tips are curled forward at when the bow is strung, the string will touch the limb.
That's the difference.
I see. I guess I would have never known.
Yeah, I didn't know it. So yeah. That's not,
I honestly didn't know there was a difference. Yeah. I just thought they were just called.
No, and so they will make just that little on a recurve, just where that tip flips forward at full draw, that string will lay against the back of the limb, and that makes it a recurve.
I see. And so your 65-pound draw. I mean, obviously, compounds, you got to let off once you get back. Recurves or longbows, whatever, that's 65 pounds. That's all the way back holding.
Just
steady.
Mm-hmm. So I'll let you feel. I'll let you feel like 55 pounds here in a little bit, and you can see what it.
Yeah. So how far are you shooting these at accurately?
Accurately.
For you.
For me. In the whitetail woods, I'll probably shoot 25, maybe 20, maybe a little over 25 yards. That buck right there that I shot 3 years ago was at like 26 yards. But in the whitetail woods, there's so much, you know how that is. It's too thick, sometimes bushy, and then the next thing is they're so jumpy, depending on that. But whenever I prepare to go out west to do anything out west, I will shoot up to 30 and 35 yards. Mm-hmm. And I know everybody says, "Oh, that's so amazing." It's not. The method that you shoot and the method that I shoot it's not a trick. I just let everybody believe that it's amazing. But it's really simple. Anybody can do it.
Yeah.
Anybody can do it.
Well, I see your daughter she's shooting now and making her own, right?
She's actually shooting my the very first hickory bow that I built. And I've actually done, just in the last week and a half, I've done just a few renovations on it to help her out. But she wants to get started, and so we're actually working right now on a 60-inch hickory stave. Tonight we're going to cut out the back.
There you go.
So,
That's awesome.
So go through a little bit, like start to finish on what you're building, like just the process of it.
We start with a stave.
What's a stave?
Right there, right behind you.
Describe that. What is that?
That is
a chunk of wood.
That's a chunk of wood.
Basically, is what it is.
So they take a tree, whatever tree you want to get, elm.
It's got to be
Osage,
hardwood, like
or hickory, just any kind of hardwood. And you take that hardwood and they split it into different. They split it like in depending on how big the piece of a trunk of wood is. They can maybe make 3, maybe 4. If it's about as big as around your leg, you can maybe get 3 to 4 staves out of that. You split them, you seal the ends, and let them just dry. And over a period of time, then you can get, whenever it gets to a certain 12 to 15%, then what you do is you start moisture. Yeah. And then what you're doing is you get it out and you start on a very spiritual experience with that piece of wood. With some woods like hickory, you don't have to follow the grain. You can just cut it wherever and it holds together. With Osage, with some of the harder woods, Osage, black locust.
What's this yellow?
That's Osage there.
Okay.
The other one is black locust. You have to follow the grain. And what that means is, like on the front of your bow, which they call that the bow back, you have to find a ring on the end of the stave, and you got to take your draw knife and you got to peel slowly away. You got to peel the early wood away that is soft and mushy, and get down to the hardwood, and then you got to keep that same grain of hardwood the length of the bow, because if you have different hardwoods and you start bending it'll just splinter.
Yeah.
And so you have to find, and that is a work.
Mm-hmm.
Then after you do that, you mark it out. You mark your however long you want. If you want a 58 incher, if you want a 64, whatever length of bow you want, you mark it out, center cut it. Mark out the back of it, your handle, your riser, whatever you want to. If you want to glue one on, like I am that one there, or if you want to just build it in the handle in, or do a takedown. If you want to do a takedown, you just start chipping away.
So what's like your lengths, your 54, 60? Is there any rhyme or reason?
No,
what length? Just preference?
For smaller draw lengths, you can go down to 4 foot. 4 foot to 50 inches, 52 inches. What happens with guys like Craig, who's long and tall, if his draw length, what is your draw length? 30?
30, yeah.
30? So if he has a 48-inch bow at 30 inches, he's going to have so much finger pinch back there with that string.
Oh, yeah.
See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so the longer you get it, and you have more wood, you can pack a lot more punch in a longer bow. You can pack it in a shorter bow too, of course, but it's amazing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of little minute details that can make a huge difference.
And each piece of wood will tell you what it can do and what it can't do.
Huh. How many styles have you gone through? Staves?
Staves.
You screwed up.
I just screwed one up. Nathan Lester gave me a stave that he had started on, and he had glue up. He did a dovetail in the handle, and I got a little overzealous with my draw knife. Mm-hmm. And I felt the handle pop a little bit, and I'm done with it. I'm just going to bring it here, and it's going to be firewood or hang on the wall. I'm not going to mess with it because you don't want one to blow up. But yeah, I've 2 bows that I've messed up, but I've went through maybe 5 or 6 staves now, and they've all turned out.
Oh, not bad. That's pretty good. Pretty good turnover.
Yeah.
So okay, now you've drawn your knife, you've drawn out the wood, you follow the grain. And so you got its shape. And what's the step after that?
So then you got options. Do you want it to be just a straight longbow? Do you want to flip the tips, where you take the tips and point them forward toward the back of the bow? When I say the back, which means actually the front. But Do you want to flip them to give you a little bit more spring to get all the energy going forward and up and out so you don't have hand shock? Do you want to do any reflex or deflex on it to where you bend your bows backwards, which would be similar to that, where the belly of the bow sits back maybe 2 inches from the handle, and then the tips go forward about 2 inches in front of the handle? You can do all kinds of stuff using steam. It all depends on what you want to do with it.
Right.
I mean, you just, whatever you want to create, you can create.
It's an art. I mean,
it's an art.
Truly.
It is truly an art.
You're flipping the tips, meaning, so you mentioned steam. You steam it, and that softens the wood,
Yeah.
and then you just bend it with
I make a form. I have
Okay.
a form, and I take that form, and within about a minute or two after you get it out of the steam, you got to be going.
Yeah.
And use a heat gun and pin her over. I can take you out to the shop and show you. I still have my hickory bow. My one tip didn't want to bend all the way, so I had to re-bend it. But and then you clamp her down and set her overnight, let her cool down, and when you come up in the morning, it's bent.
There it is. Yeah, we'll have to get some
stuff.
pictures from like start to finish and,
Yeah.
and kind of post so people can see what we're talking about instead of visualize it. So I know you do post some videos on
Yes.
that on your old man Stickbow
Yes.
that you started.
Yep.
When did you start that even? Just
A year and a half ago,
okay.
maybe close to 2 years ago, I didn't know for sure what it was. I like telling stories.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody knows I like telling
Yeah.
stories. But I love telling stories, and I love to see other people succeed. And I love helping people. And so what happens is that was born out of that. I asked my wife, I said, you know what, I think I'm going to do this. Because I've grown up in an era where we've went from people have this agenda when they go deer hunting that they either shoot the biggest buck or somebody, they always look down on people who don't shoot big bucks or shoot deer at all. But I love the art of hunting and the art of bow hunting especially, and I just like seeing people succeed in that. Mm-hmm. And so I like to tell stories, and so I get to talk. This has opened up a door. I talk to so many people. It has blown my mind, and the people I've gotten to meet is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what it's all
Yeah.
about. We've talked about this before. It's hunting in general, like this. That's why we really started this.
Right.
Is to just talk to people because
Yeah.
it's fun, and we get to see people's little sanctuaries and
Yeah.
what they do and what they're passionate about, and that's what's fun about it. And then sharing that with other people.
Oh,
so
yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's about the people and the friendships and relationships you can create through it,
Right.
and that's what it's all about. I mean,
Yeah.
It is a bonus, obviously, to kill something big. But,
It is.
and that's the challenge of it, as well as hunting. But like you said, it's hunting in itself is an art, and
everybody I know, and a lot of people look at it and they say, well, that guy's self-promoting. But let me just tell you something. There is some self-promotion you have to do as far as to push what you're trying to do, just like what you guys are doing with the podcast. But the results is, if people would realize my heart of how I want to help people, I want to do that kind of thing, and that's the reason I do it for. And because a lot of people, I get people in our community here, especially that don't bow hunt at all, don't even deer hunt, and it surprises me the people who watch my stuff and they go, we just enjoy watching it.
it's
I'm like,
entertaining.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
We
is
like
something-
watching a wild man.
What is it? What is crazy? That don't get me, but that's the part it is. And so, I love to share my faith with these people. And I love to share my love of hunting with these people, and that's just what it is.
Yeah.
That's all. That's what Old Man Stickbow is about.
Yeah. Yeah, it's entertaining because it's informative and entertaining
Yeah.
in the same way. So
Yeah.
anybody listening to this, go check him out. You're on YouTube and Facebook,
Yep.
and videos and all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
So
And actually on YouTube, I just started part 1 of a bow build,
okay,
my very first bow build, so you can watch and kind of see how that goes on.
well, we'll reference that maybe.
Yeah.
We'll stick
Yeah.
a link in here
Yep.
so you can follow that.
Yep.
I know this year you had a pretty cool hunt.
Yeah.
You can go check that out too. But you want to talk about that a little bit? Just kind of the story of your buck that you killed.
So my deer season this year was pitiful. Pitiful in the fact that I didn't shoot deer. I had a great time. Went to Kentucky early on in September. So hot. Ended up in January in Kentucky, and it was so cold. Mm-hmm. And all the in-betweens right there. I was amazed that my season went pathetic as it did as far as getting on deer. I was on deer, and I could get there, but the deer were not cooperating bit. Missed a doe early, and just wasn't able to. I was like, man, this is pathetic. What am I going to do? I mean, I need meat for my freezer. I don't know. That's what I need. And so on December the 20th, we was getting ready to go to, or the end of December, we was getting ready to go to Florida, where I had a hog hunt planned. And so I knew that my time was short. And so on December the 20th, I went out, and this buck that we had been saying was on the one side of the farm, and I was there 2 times whenever the conditions were right for him to be there, and never seen him. Turned out, on December the 20th, I was like going, this is my last day to hunt in Indiana. So I'm just going to shoot this one in the dark. I'm going to go to the other side of the farm, and I'm going to sit in this place that I used to sit years ago that nobody really hunts in this area because it's a little difficult to get into. And sure enough, so I get in there. I had Dad drop me off at the edge of the woods because I knew it's hard to get in there. I thought, well, maybe if a vehicle comes in there, it'll be good. Went in there, took 2 steps inside the woods, and this very nice deer was bedded right behind where I was going to go. And I was like, no way. And he took off, and I thought, well, regardless of it, it's a beautiful night. I'm going to get up the tree. So I got up the tree, and about an hour later, that buck come back and bedded within 30 yards of me.
Same one.
Same one.
Wow.
He come along with another half rack, which you can see that on the video. But he come back in and bedded down. He was there all night, and I'm thinking, woo. While I was up there in the tree, I shifted my platform around and my one stick around, so because I knew which way he was going to come out of the undergrowth behind me. And as I was focusing in on this guy, and I figured about 5 o'clock, you know how it is, prime time, and I look up, and there's a really nice 8 coming in from the other direction. And I'm thinking, well, if he comes close enough, I'm shooting him. I mean, he was 130, 135, and for me, I don't care, man.
With a longbow. Or recurve,
yeah,
which
with
one?
a longbow. I'm thinking. With traditional archery, I'm thinking.
Right.
130, 135, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm sitting there and I'm watching him, and he comes up, and they kind of square off at each other from a distance. And I seen a movement out on the field edge, and here comes a couple does and 2 bucks. And it was this one buck that we had been trying on the other side of the country, it seemed like. And sure enough, he come in, and I got a shot on him, and I got the shot that he gave me because they was getting antsy. But at the time that I shot him, and the video doesn't show this, but at the time I shot him, there were 5 bucks that exceeded Pope and Young standards within 60 yards of me.
That's crazy.
Using the spot.
It was things got aligned for that night. So,
Yeah.
So that picture over right there, there's the picture about 2 weeks before, and I got it blowed up because it's just a pretty picture of him over
Yeah.
there.
That is a cool picture.
But he ended up on the other side of the farm. I mean, he was just meant to be, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know. But he walked within less than 15 yards from me, and I snuck one in.
Man, yeah. So we can check that video out, too, on his YouTube. So
Yeah.
what did he end up scoring then? You're talking about 130, 135 on that other one.
I would say when people ask me how much my deer score, I say from a 1 to 10, it's about a 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
I don't know exactly what he's going to score. It wasn't a big deal about this guy here about what he scored. Buckmasters contacted me, and they wanted to score him. They come up, and he's a 1/4 inch shy of being number 1 in the state of Indiana with a longbow.
Really?
He ended up being number 2, but I didn't matter. I never got him scored. You know, I'm like, that don't matter to me because that part of the adventure was awesome to do. You know.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So
I never seen your other one in person, but how does it compare to that one?
he's not as much as that.
No.
No, he doesn't have.
He looks taller.
Yeah, he is taller. He has about the same amount of width. I mean, of mass.
Yeah.
He has about the same amount of mass, but he's going to probably be. I'm scared to say, but I would say he's probably 5 to 10 inches underneath of him, I'd say.
Yeah. They're both awesome deer. I mean,
Oh,
shoot,
yeah.
it's a sweet deer. And that one's built like an absolute tank right there.
Oh,
He is heavy. The faces are huge.
He was a tank.
Got a little bit of a split brow, yellow point coming out the front. Yeah, that's a cool deer.
No, it is. I was so tickled with that joker.
There's no better feeling than when you see that arrow just hit where it's supposed to.
And the fact that the only people that know about it is you and God right
Yep.
at that moment.
Right at
There's
that
no
moment.
big boom.
Oh, no.
There's no, you know.
And I shot him. I think I shot him in gun season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think. You might have to check on that. But yeah, there was no big boom.
No.
It was barely a twang.
He didn't hear it either.
So you mentioned the whole one stick a little bit ago with
Yes.
when you said you got to move
Yep.
your stand. Get into that a little bit and what.
So I've been saddle hunting since 2006.
Diaper hunt.
Diaper hunting. The good old man diapers, like we call them. Diaper hunting is the best. And I had always went up with my saddle with either screw-in steps or sticks. And here about 6 years ago, I decided to do a little research and try to figure out how I'm going to do this. And I decided to look into rock climbing and tree arborist. And that's when I discovered how tree arborists and rock climbers use what they call a double rope technique. They call it DRT climbing. And so I bought me some rock climbing rope, and over a little series of knots, what I would do is I'd take a sandbag, throw it over a fork. I'd do a lot of presets with paracord in my trees, and I'd pull my climbing rope over top of it and use a series of knots, like I said, and I would pull myself up the tree. I'd just walk up the tree. Set my little platform, that's where I shot. First time I ever did this in the woods, the very first time I ever went hunting in the woods, I shot a doe about the first week of October. And I found this little joint that nobody I always overlook. That's the places I love. But these deer was just funneling around just this little crease in the ground. And so I went up there and I climbed up there, and there's this doe come, and she walks right in. And I leaned over with that recurve, that Hoyt recurve, and just smoked her. I was so jacked. I was sitting there, and I'm thinking. And this was before I videoed. I was videoing because I had gotten out of video. I was so jacked, and I was like going, this is amazing stuff. And I looked up as I hung my bow up, and this really big 9 that we had been seeing was coming in behind. And I reached around the tree and grabbed an arrow, and I could not knock an arrow. I was messed up. So I just held the arrow and watched him walk.
Right by you. You came right by
I
it?
could not do a thing.
Oh,
I'm telling you,
my
I've never been so messed up in my life, because here I am with traditional archery equipment, climbing a tree with a rope like nobody does. And I'm thinking, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, and I was tore up about it. But anyways, so then here a couple years ago, I started seeing a guy online that was trying to do. A lot of guys use like 4 or 5 sets of sticks, like lone wolf sticks or whatever, to go up a tree. They put them up as they go up and then take them down as they come down. And I'm thinking, that still is not good. And I contacted a guy who was doing something very weird. He had taken one of his lone wolf sticks and he had cut it down to 15 inches. And he had put a 2-step aider on it, which he fastened the aider, he fastens to the bottom steps, and they hang down and gives you 2 extra steps. And he was going up the tree with that. Once he got up at the top of the tree, then he was rappelling down with a rappelling device that rock climbers use. And so I started inquiring about that. Finally did buy what I needed. And so in essence, what you're saying, what you're asking, Greg, is you take, I have a 12-inch stick, I have 15, I build them whatever I want. I put platforms on the top, platforms on the bottom, 2-step aider, 3-step aider, whatever. I just try different things. But you walk up to the tree, fasten that one stick to the tree, you climb up, you tie off with your tether, you get off the side, you pull down, you reach down, you pull your one stick up, put it up again, climb up your 2-step aider, up on there, usually 3 times. I hunt generally about 16 to 18 foot off the ground is all I hunt.
That's pretty wild.
But with saddle hunting, I found that if you can find cover, because you can go up any tree.
Right.
And if you can go around limbs, whatever you want to go on. But you don't have to get as high because you can use the tree as kind of like in behind the tree. And then when you get ready to come down, take loose your step, pull the little lever on your rappelling device, and walk down the tree.
So your rope, are a lot of those pre-hung things, or you're
No, you're just going up with a tether and a 30-foot rope that uses your tether to then you use it to rappel when you drop.
You got to throw it over, you get it over a limb?
No, not with one sticking.
Once you get up there, then you tie it off.
No, you tie off when you start at the bottom. I know, it's hard to understand without seeing it.
It really is.
Yeah. When you're coming down, you're tethered to the tree, just the tree, like the trunk of the tree, or from where you started?
You're tethered out where you was hunting at. You're
Yeah.
tethered up, and all you do is you just rappel down, and you have a little. I use a paracord or a Dynaglide line, and I hook it to the back of my quick link, and I get down and stand on the ground, grab my quick link, pop it loose, and it drops to the ground.
Okay, so it's like a quick release that you can do from the ground. Gotcha. Okay.
Oh yeah,
That's what I was trying to think.
That's
Is
about
it-
how to retrieve the rope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. A little bit. Still weird, but makes
Yeah, it
sense.
is.
But
Oh,
the fact you can get up any tree is what's nice, because like obviously climbers, you got to find a perfect tree,
Yep.
straight. I
Yep.
mean, you can cut a few
Yep.
little limbs, but
Right.
you're pretty bare, obviously, because there's no limbs below you,
Very much so.
and yeah, it's restrictive, even though it's, I don't know, and it's bulky.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can definitely see where that's a lot nicer to use if you're not using just your sticks and a platform and climbing it that way.
And the thing that probably is what I found saddle hunting, even with using steps and sticks, and even especially it went to another level this way, because it was a learning curve trying to hunt deer with traditional archery, because you've got to be near them.
Yeah.
You can't just hit a general area. And so what this has done is it's taken me to another level of finding where the deer are going to be. Might not see a lot of deer, but I'll see the one or the two that I need to see. And being able to go in and do that, the effectiveness is just completely just blown me off the wall, because I didn't know.
Yeah.
It makes you work a little harder and think, and it's just not like watching, the Outdoor Channel and saying, "Oh, you just go sit on a food plot and go." Well, boom, and they come out now.
Yeah, that's making you a lot better hunter.
Oh, it is. I've got a long way to go, but I'm just telling you what, it has made this old guy work
Yeah.
big time.
Now you're starting to reap the rewards. I mean, obviously with your deer.
It's starting to come around. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's been a process maybe, but rewarding, I guess.
Oh yeah.
So you were talking about your pig hunt. You left for Florida, and
Yeah.
you did get one, I guess.
Yes, I did. I was so pumped with that. Man,
That's your first one you killed with it?
No.
No?
No. I've killed one with a longbow or with a recurve, and back whenever I was, I killed one with a recurve down almost by Okeechobee. Got face to face with that. That was with that Martin X200 over there, 65 pounds. He was trying to get around me eating grapefruits, and he was not wanting to cooperate. So I was just on a lawn chair, in the palmetto bushes, and I snuck through the palmetto bushes, got ahead of him, and he come by me, and he's caught my movement, and he wheeled, and he looked at me, and then he let me go, and then I was shooting a wooden arrow, and I buried one deep right behind the shoe. It was so awesome.
That is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, but this is one I got the video, and it's so much blast.
Do you make your arrows?
No, I do not. I've got the stuff to start doing that.
I can imagine that'd be a lot harder
Yeah.
than making the bow.
Yeah.
I mean, just because of how your shaft is any bit off, that's going to throw that arrow so bad.
Right now I use carbon arrows or aluminum arrows, but I am getting ready to do that. One of my friends from Florida, Mark Harrison, he's started to build them with out of river cane, and so that's probably going to be my next little adventure. But I got to finish some other adventures before I get into that.
Yeah. I seen you posted something about your other types of fletchings you're going to be
Yes.
trying out.
Yeah.
What are those called?
You compound guys, get by with a lot smaller fletching. When you build a bow or you buy a longbow or a recurve, whatever you do, when you buy the arrows, it's not like you just cut the arrows and boom, and it goes. Even though bows are machine manufactured or they're built in mass production, each bow, each piece of wood has its own character. And so what I do is I bare shaft tune the bow. So I take an arrow, I take the feathers off of it, full length arrow, and that's them arrows I got a while ago, them 500s, that's going to be for that 45 pound hickory. And you shoot it, and when you bare shaft tune it, it'll tell you if the arrow spine is too stiff or it's too weak. Mm-hmm. And so you just slowly cut off until it shoots that bare shaft arrow, no feathers,
right.
Boom, right on there. And whenever it does that, then you know what to cut the arrows. So typically traditional archers go with like a 4-inch parabolic feather on it because they think that's more traditional. Fred Eichler come up with a deal with a 2-inch bat wing cut, and it's a helical. And those jokers, if you have your arrow bare shaft tuned to where that dude flies straight and hits your spot without any feathers on it, will just tighten that thing right up. Oh my goodness. I was like going, no, this is good. Especially for me.
Yeah.
I need all the help I can. They claim they whistle a little bit. I don't know for sure about that. But some guys say yes, some guys say no. But that little 2-inch joker can do it. And when you bare shaft tune, I shoot 160 grains up front with a 100 grain outsert. So I've got like 260 up front. Mm-hmm. And so all that needs to do is just straighten that back of the arrow. Don't need to guide the head. Just needs to straighten that back of the arrow up. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, it is a beautiful thing. Even your misses are majestic.
Now that is a thing right there.
Oh, when you miss something, it's still majestic because you get to watch look at that thing go.
Look what I built. Look at that. That's pretty funny.
It's something else. But yeah, it's a bunch of different things you can try. Traditional archery is just an open door.
Yeah.
Just try anything for sure.
Yeah. Well, you got any other questions about it?
No, I don't think so.
Traditional?
Might have to try it sometime.
Well,
yeah, maybe we like to shoot it sometime for fun.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. Anytime you got to come over, and we'll shoot. I'll show you my method that I fool everybody with, and they think that I'm awesome with it, but I'm not at all. Anybody can do it. And the one sticking thing is, I plan on hopefully this spring. I wanted to last year to do a field day. To where people, because I get so many people asking, how do you saddle hunt? What kind of saddle should I buy? How do you one stick? What is DRT? How do you do it with 4 sticks? I'm thinking, you know what? It'd just be good just to have something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just show up and watch and get it done.
Watch and try it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
And then you can enjoy it yourself. So that would be awesome to see a whole bunch of grown men wearing diapers to the woods.
Hey, whatever works. Right?
It'll put you there.
It's funny. So I guess you're still on a quest to kill first turkey, right? With a longbow?
With a longbow, yes. I've had some majestic misses.
Yeah.
Very majestic. But this year I went and purchased the Tim Wells. Do you know Tim Wells, the archer from Illinois? Slogmaster, yeah. He has a broadhead that is... I've just been doing a regular broadhead. I've been shooting my Simmons 160s, my land sharks, and I've been trying to do headshots. Right at the base of the neck, where the feathers start. And I'm telling you, just so close. And I think I missed 3 of them in the last.
Why aren't you just shooting them in the body?
Well, in my
get that first one out of the way and start playing the head.
The turkey vitals is about the size of a softball.
Yeah.
And for me, I can see the base of that neck.
Yeah.
So when you're traditional archer, so if I miss them, it's a clean miss.
Right.
And if I hit them, they're dead as a doorknob. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
And so I'm like, I just go for that because I can hit it. I can do it. Mm-hmm. But it's just.
Yeah.
Yep.
Close.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
When you hear it, you'll hear me holler because it'll be an accomplishment.
When you get it done, we'll bring you back on and we'll talk about it.
It'll be.
I'm sure we'll see a video
I may
about
not
it too.
be talking for a while. Woo, It's something else. It is something else.
Well, we'll get some pictures of your stuff and post them too, so people can visualize what you've been talking about and everything.
Yep.
And go check out his videos and follow him and subscribe or whatever it is, and follow along with his adventures. The Old Man Stickbow Adventures.
Yep.
We'll check it out. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for letting us come down here and invade your basement showroom.
Anytime.
All right, everybody, take care.